Hey guys, it's Charlie here, and if you clicked on this video, you've most likely heard of Froopy Art. If you haven't, go check him out. He's a Fakemon YouTuber currently working on a Gravity Falls inspired Pokemon region, and the current project is the DLC for said region, which is made up entirely of fan-submitted Pokemon. With the information I have, there was approximately 300 submissions for this contest, and only 12 lines got to be chosen in his DLC, and 7 of those 12 are single stage mons. I have the privilege of being the only 3-stage line in the first DLC. Man, the competition was tough. There were so many skilled Fakemon artists who entered, including a few of my friends. I'll show a couple on screen now that I thought were great, despite them not winning. So with this tough competition, I'm so thankful to Froopy that he chose my line over the other fantastic options. I'm gonna just get right into it because I know you guys just want to see the designs already. So be sure to subscribe, and with that, this is Gembit, the Gem Head Pokemon, a mono rock type. Gembit often get taken care of by their evolutions, despite them usually taking advantage of poor Gembit. They dig crevices in cave floors and hide their body in it, showing only the bright red gem on their head. This results in greedy Pokemon such as Sableye coming to investigate before Gembit's evolution swoops in to knock out the unsuspecting creature. Its ability is Clear Body, which prevents other Pokemon from lowering its stats, and its hidden ability is Rock Head. So I actually have a fair few pieces to show that weren't shown off at all in the Froopy video, since they're kind of irrelevant. But I put a lot of work into this Fakemon line, so I'm going to show it all off in this video. First off, these were the couple sketches I did to try and come up with a concept for Gembit's design. You can see the first sketch in the middle was on the right track, but between the obvious Sableye inspiration and lacking proportions, it needed a bit of fixing. So across the next few sketches, I fixed the proportions and pose, and we ended up with the final Gembit version we have now. The name Gembit comes from Gem, Gambit, and Bit. Gambit because of the story in its dex entry, where Gembit's evolutionary line uses a strategy of Gembit being bait to lure out the other Pokemon. Gembit itself is based off the carbuncle, a legendary species of small animal in South American folklore, or the mining folklore of northern Chile. The animal is said to have a red shining mirror like hot glowing coal on its head, thought to be a precious stone, hence where its design came from, a bright red gemstone above its head. Other than that, it follows the standard cute first stage rock type standard of other 3-stage rock type Pokemon. On the first video of Froopy's DLC region, where Gembit's redesign was revealed to the public, a lot of people in the comments decided that Gembit must be inspired by lipstick, because I know, I see where they're coming from. It's got this red kind of stick coming out of a thing. Yeah, I see it. It's unfortunate because as much as it's just not true at all, which you'll see in its evolutions, I can definitely see where they're coming from. Maybe Gembit could be a split evolutionary line where it branches off from this stage into a feminine humanoid rock type Pokemon. But all I have today is the original concept which Froopy chose to pick up for his DLC. Before we move on to the middle stage, I feel like I should probably show off the 3D model I made for Gembit, which I also put a fair bit of work into. Additionally, there's this render I made to show how Pokemon like Sableye would fall into the trap of Gembits being dug into the ground. Make sure to like the video and all if you've been enjoying the video so far, and comment on which Fakemon in Froopy's DLC is your favourite so far. Now, this is Worm Mineral, the Gem Worm Pokemon, a rock type. This Pokemon keeps its positive attitude from its pre-evolution, however, it gained a great deal of power. Worm Mineral likes to play pranks on other Pokemon, using Gembit as the bait. However, due to Worm Mineral's strength, they often end up knocking out the poor unsuspecting Pokemon. They can use the sharpened gem on the end of their body as a drill to mine through the tough cave walls. Worm Mineral's ability and hidden ability are still Clear Body and Rock Head. Froopy actually changed the name from Worm Mineral to Worminal, which of course is fine, but I'm not completely sure why. But I'll still be referring to this Pokemon as Wormineral instead of the name revealed in his videos. Once again, I have a lot of images from the development process of Wormineral. This was the initial sketch I drew for this stage. I actually drew it in the back of my physics copy during class, which, geez, that shows how long it's been since this contest started, because I don't even go to school anymore, but I graduated months ago. Anyway, I did something I don't see a lot of other Fakemon artists online do. In fact, I don't think I've seen any Fakemon artists online draw their art like this, but I actually made the 3D model before deciding on the final sketch for the art. I decided since this line is so geometry and shape focused, it'd be good for accuracy to use the 3D model as reference for the final art. Which I'm fairly sure the actual Pokemon company do, like, for their actual key art. So this is the process I went through for the 3D model, until I whipped up this sketch for the final art. Then when the art was done, I went back and finished and rendered the 3D model, as well as displaying a continuation of the Sableye image from before. Now for the inspiration behind Worminnow's design, this evolution definitely tones down the carbuncle inspiration quite a bit, and instead it introduces the Lambton Worm and the Palraic as main inspirations. The Lambton Worm is a legend from northeast England of a man who caught a worm-like creature while fishing and threw it into a well. The creature later grew into a giant dragon that terrorized the countryside. This creature also had 9 holes on each side of its head. This all is implemented into the design while also mixing in the Palraic, which is a sea monster from Yupik folklore. It is described as a large serpentine creature that lurks in rivers and lakes. The Palraic is described as having 3 stomachs, so this is kind of represented by the 3 round large segments on Worminnow's body. Unlike Froopy's redesign of Gembit, the design of Worminnow is fairly different from the original design. The pose, oh my god, it's way better, and I love the disconnect of the main crystal from the body to the head, as well as the tongue crystal making a lot more sense. The holes in the head are implemented way better, and somehow the design feels more like a dinosaur, which I love. Removing one of the stone segments on Worminnow's body is a little sad since it loses that Palraic inspiration, but the reason behind it, it makes sense, so it's chill. The rendering of this art is phenomenal. I mean, it's genuinely amazing. Like, I hate to glaze, but it's gotta be one of Froopy's best renders. Anyway, I'm making this video and hopefully publishing it before the final stage is revealed in Froopy's videos. All I know about it is that the redesign's name was also changed, like how Worminnow's was, and that the redesign will similarly be changed a decent amount. So with that, I reveal Crystalligon, the Gem Snake Pokemon. Still a mono rock type. Stories have spread of an overpowering legendary creature that shines bright and rampages through the caverns with its 6 legs. Though these stories are mostly made up, they might have overpowering strength, but they don't use it to recklessly harm others. Despite their weakness to water, this Pokemon loves swimming in the swampy environment and burrowing their way underground. Its ability remains as Clear Body, but its hidden ability has been changed to Dragonize, which is also Mega Fraligator's ability. Dragonize turns all normal type moves into Dragon-type moves, and increases their power by 20%. This design, as you might imagine, took me the longest to figure out. In the beginning, I had a clear body plan in mind that I desired, so I attempted the same process as Worminnow, and started with a rough 3D model. A massive snake worm creature with a looming pose, as well as 6 arms. Of course, I had to carry over the stone segments from Worminnow's design. So from Gembit having 1, Worminnow having 3, it seemed fitting for Crystalligon to have 9 round stone segments. After a while, I had some sketches going and the pose I really enjoyed. Honestly, I didn't finish the 3D model for this one. With time restraints and school, I just didn't have the time to finish it. This final evolution concludes the inspirations previously mentioned. The Lambton Worm inspiration finalizes with this stage resembling that of a dragon, and this stage also has 6 legs, just like Palraic, as well as 3 of its segments being darkened to reference the 3 stomachs of the creature. It also keeps the 9 holes on each side of its head. Around the time this contest was going on, Season 3 of Oshinoko was airing, and I was keeping up with it every week. I know this is kind of unrelated to Pokemon, but I love this show, and even more the art style of this show. I was inspired by the starry eyes a lot of the characters have, so I know the eyes I made aren't as cool, but the inspiration is there throughout the line. On top of that, each of the shinies changing from red to purple is a reference to Ai Hoshino from Oshinoko, who is a main character during the entire show. So that concludes the entire submission. I'm glad I decided on the line being a 3-stage and monotype, as honestly I feel like those characteristics gave my design an edge in the choosing of winners, with most other submissions being either 1 or 2-stage and dual typed. Of course, I want to give a huge shout out to Froopy for obviously creating this contest in the first place and choosing my submission to be within his DLC. Honestly, I've been falling out of love with making Fakemon as of recently, and just the whole Fakemon community in general, which is mostly why this channel's been dead for, a couple year and a half. And the Voyard Region YouTube channel has also been quite dead, which to be fair is partly my fault. This is probably going to be my last Fakemon video on the It's Charlie YouTube channel unless something else comes up, but I feel like it probably won't. I have a couple other projects going on right now, like of course the Voyard YouTube channel. I was thinking about making my own game too, which I've been developing for a bit. That's pretty cool. And I mean, I have college starting in a couple months, so that's going to be a whole new experience, pretty time consuming. Yeah, anyway, I just thought this would be one of my only times to say this publicly on my main YouTube channel, but I am kind of making these videos for me and my friends at this point. I've gone a bit off track, but if anyone's stuck through that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to check if you're subscribed, because there's probably a decent chance you've forgotten. And yeah, I'm just going to end the video here. See ya!